Hey, I want you to know that my wife taught one of their kids 3rd grade at Lovett. So that we just found out tonight.
He's 31 years old.
Yeah.
That's
My wife was 21, she had just graduated college when she taught it.
Yeah, right.
Isaac, I asked Isaac to come and let me give you just a real short introduction. Isaac is a baby. He just turned 60. Next month. He's only 59. He's almost too young for our group, but we'll let him be. He moved here from Israel in 1979. He, as you can see, he brought one of his prizes, the truck. He designs and builds all of his own vehicles. His main medium of working, and he'll tell you this, is bent wood. And he also does a lot of work in metals. And his lovely wife Dee. And I guess I'm just gonna shut up and let him talk.
That'd be a first.
I told him to speak about a half hour or so, some questions, and then we'll have our business meeting. So, here's Isaac.
Thank goodness. As you know, my name is Isaac Cohen. In 1979, I came to this country for 3 months. I met my wife, 32 years later, I'm still here. I love what I do. I put some notes, but I think I'm going to put it away. And I'm sure you all can read it because it's in Hebrew. So I came to this country for a visit, and we got married in 1980. We have 2 kids, and we want to adopt a little girl, we never did. So we're still looking for a little girl. There's one over here. Since I came from woodworking, I didn't know what to do in this country. I decided I'm going to do woodwork. So the close one, I went to build houses. Still wood. I was a framer for about 3 years. I worked for big companies, Houston back then. We did quite a few houses in Houston. It was growing in 79, 80, 81. 83, everything collapsed with oil. So what do? Isaac decided we're going to open a restaurant. So I opened a restaurant on Bissonnette. We call it Big J Cafe. And 14 months later, the city of Houston closed the street for 13 months. So the little money that we have left after going broke to another broke, we have to look for another business. A dear friend of mine came from New York and said, here, that's what you're going to do. You're going to sell pictures. I said, okay, pictures sounds good. I know nothing about it, but we flew to New York. We spent about 3-4 weeks. And 6 months later, we had that business. We sell to the trade. You probably remember this guy that's selling in the street corners pictures. I am the one that create those guys. So every flea market and everything. So that's what it was. Pay the bills. Kept on going. 25 years later, we're still there. 26 years later, my kids took over. They took it to the next level. We find companies like rooms to go, room stores that go now. We used to do fingers for 20-some years. This is gone too. 10 years ago, I was 49. And I had a car to stay out in my backyard. I did not know what to do, which I bought it for my nephew when he came to visit me. By the time I finished fixing it, he left the country. I said, well, it's a Honda Accord, I don't like Honda. So I put it in the yard. They broke in, they vandalized it. They stole my stereo, they broke the window, they tore up the whole thing. One day I sat down in my showroom. It's one of our other locations. And I made a little picture. I said, that's what's going to be. And I put it, it was in 2002, I believe. But in 2003, I went ahead and built it. And I just want, do you have Splinter with you? I'm going to pass on some flyers so you'll get to see the cars that the first car that I built. It was amazing. This car have a little shy of 5,000 feet of strips of wood glued together. The car is actually 21 foot long. It's bigger than Cadillac. I was checked by Ripley, believe it or not, to see if I use any water or any moisture to bend the wood. I love to take the wood to the limit. If we're talking about taking the wood to the limit, this is all bent, not just regular wood. The cheapest wood around Houston, that's masonite. I can bet. That's my challenge. Can be expensive, can be cheap. So Splinter was over after I put the 260 pieces on the steering wheel, or 90 pieces on the gear shift handle, and I didn't know what to do with myself when I finished. It was very sad. So I decided I'm going to be a little Splinter. I worked a little Splinter about 9 months, which is 1,100 hours altogether. I almost sleep in my studio. I can't stop it. Built little Splinter, finished it up, made it a lowrider. It's the smallest wood lowrider ever been built. So I get a call from the guys in California. The company name is Monster Nation. They want to make a program. I said, oh, sounds good. What do you want? We'll do so and do it. So, okay. Come for 2 hours. We spent a little over 10.5 hours doing the shooting. They never stopped. Came out on the History, Take It Back. They came out on the Discovery Channel. Beautiful. I couldn't believe it actually was on TV. Go to the parade, first time showing off my cars, my creation. I know people going crazy. Some people ask me, is that the wood floor that you put here, or is that people ask me, what color are you going to paint it? People could not get it. It's wood.
Right.
I was not the first one to build a wooden car. I find out later there was a guy in Italy. I'm not sure about his name, but he's awesome. He can do anything out of wood. Well, I didn't know about him, but my cars have my own designs. So I finished with Lil Splinter, and here I do the shows, and I go to parade. It's 300,000 people screaming and going crazy. There's a lady over here that they know the stories, and of course they're all, it's real wood. Yes, it is. I received, was a big honor for me to get from the Orange Show the Mayor's Cup, which was quite a bit for me. I was overwhelmed. I never got any awards before, and so I like the feeling. Everybody smile, everybody's happy. I know she was not too happy. She doesn't get to see me. It's one thing for sure. When we did the show with the Discovery Channel, we make sure. I make sure that she will sign the contract. It has to be family oriented. I want all of us to be in the picture. They put all of us, which was good. We finished with Splinter again. I did not know, Lil Splinter, know what to do with myself. It's a dear friend of mine. His name is Jeff. He passed away. Told me, Isaac, if you start with the art car, you have no idea what you started. So what do you mean? It's like a snake. You get in, but you can't go out. All you get is further in. And here I am today. Then I built this pickup truck, as you all can see outside. The pickup truck, I decided to build because I wanted to be the first Jewish Mexican redneck. So, I guess I'm not gonna be one. So I built the truck. I had beautiful people that help me out. Always have a sponsor if it's a mechanic, if it's upholstery guys. Things that I don't know how to do. I'm not a mechanic. Everything else I build on it. The name of it is Big J. Why is it Big J? Everything I build, they have a meaning. Big J stands for my members' family names. The B is for my wife B. The I is for Isaac. The G is for my son Gabriel. The J is for Jonathan. Big J. I designed it with 11 doors. And I changed my mind, the 11 doors to 13 doors. And you have 13 different moving electric remote control doors, even though it's a wood. And why is it 13? I know in this country people don't like number 13 that much. First is your birthday, July 13th, so it was a big issue for me. Another thing was bar mitzvah. Can it get any better? So we built Big J. Now what do? The Orange Show, which this is our organization, want me to build a car and put it on display for our gala, which is going to be the main event, which they get quite a bit of money for it. So this is what exactly I built. I donated it and they auction it off. I drive it and it goes 80 miles an hour. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you see a wooden car passing you up at 80 miles an hour, I love to drive my cars. I don't take Splinter out to drive it in the street because it's got too much value to it. I was offered many years ago 1.6 million with the rights. I did not sell it because I didn't build it for them. That was my 50th birthday present. I told the company I'd build them one, but they want this one. So this is the story. They turn around 4 years later, I found them online. They have a wooden car, they call it Splinter.
One of the universities up north.
So, but guess what? They are not the first one to build Splinter. Paul, you have a slider fly over there. So this is still around. Actually, I worked on this one as a repair because the family did not take care of it. So I had to fix the windshield. One of the kids shot the windshield with a BB gun and they had to redo it. So after we got slider going, and of course it takes years to build each one of them, I still did not know what to do with myself. I have a dear neighbor. I have a dear neighbor, he's a mechanic. And he have a car outside that has been sitting, and I beg him, do something with it. You're not using it. Make it a flower, make it who knows what. They say, yeah. Okay. One day he got tired of me. He said, you know what? Here's the keys, your car. I said, give me the papers. He gave me the papers, and I decided I'm going to do something with it. There was September 8th. September 9, It's my anniversary, 30 years in this country. I was gonna build, that was my first thing to do, dedicated to my wife. Her name is Bee, a big bumblebee that's sitting on top of the car and actually going to a little flower and turning to the guys and spitting some water, right? This guy's name is Joe, walked into my business, which I am in framing business today. He placed an order with us, and he know what I do. And he said, Isaac, what's going on with this car now? I said, well, I don't know, I'm planning to build some kind of B on it. They said, oh. I said, why B? I said, well, I had another thought, maybe I'm going to build a jet dedicated to the soldiers. This guy was not nice, what he said. I'm an ex-soldier in the Israeli military. I went through Yom Kippur War. I lost 32 in my group out of 54 people in one ambush. So this guy out there in 120 degrees with the jacket and the rifle or machine gun, a walkie-talkie, or whatever equipment they have on it, which is weigh about 80 pounds. And this is what he told me. He used some ugly language that I wouldn't say that. They get free food, they get free clothing, free housing, and they get paid. I pull out the jacket that I have, a military jacket, and I told him at 90 degrees, just put it on for 15 minutes, let me see you. He could not have it for 15 minutes, it was so hot. I went home, September 8th. Couldn't sleep over there. Usually at 8, 9 o'clock, I'm gone, because at 5, I'm in the warehouse. That night, 11 o'clock, I'm still awake. 2 o'clock, I'm awake. At 2:30, my wife is in our bedroom. I am still at the den fighting. Maybe I fall asleep with the TV. It did not happen. At 2:30, I get up, get dressed very quiet, get out of the house very quiet, and go to the warehouse and start working on this car. And I decided this is going to be a jet on top of a car, which the whole car is going to be camouflaged. And I have the picture that I'm going to also pass it around so you all can take a look at it. We put it in, before I put it in the parade, I get another call from a young man in California again, from the History Channel. They want to do a shooting. Okay, let's do it. Yeah, but this is with Larry the Cable Guy. Who is Larry the Cable Guy? What do I know about Larry the Cable Guy? I'm a foreigner in this country. So I click on the computer. Oh, yeah, Larry, sounds good. Larry the Cable Guy came, actually the director came by, and they talked to me before. They planned to spend an hour with me, as always. They changed all their plans around. They spent the day with me. Right before the parade, in the very last minute, we took off. But when they did the shooting, it's one of the things that I told Larry, because he asked me, why did you build a pickup truck made out of wood? What get into your head? I said, well, if I build a head out of wood, why not a pickup truck out of wood? So he said, that sounds good. And he turned to the camera and said, the name of the program is Only in America. This can happen only in America. And this was the main thing in the whole program. I did the parade. 300,000 people getting up when I drive by and salute. I was not born here, but I still have one here. It got me very bad. Actually, Larry Cable, the cable guy, I got him crying on TV. They have to stop shooting because he left the building. because they would not stop. So when they showed the program, they showed him crying on TV. Sunday morning, we have a brunch and we get the award ceremony. The first award, they call my name, right? Was the first award. I get off the stage, I would say, not even 5 minutes later, one of our dear friends, Cynthia, tell me, Isaac, you look like crap. I said, I feel like crap. I said, you pale. I was sweating, she touched me, I was ice cold, I have been having a heart attack right there.
Wow.
I survived it. I'm still here, I'm still building. Now we have a new project coming up. You know, I can't stop, like Jeff said. In our club, which is the Art Car Club, we only have 2 awards. One of them is,
Brother Brian Memorial Award.
which Paul received last time. I mean, last year, not this year. And we have just Jeff Award. Jeff Award is this friend that I talked about him earlier, that he passed away. He used to be a huge helper. All we have to do, call him up and he'll jump in. So then decided to make on his name, on his behalf, an award. And I was honored to get last year his award. So like I said, I cannot stop building. I did basically the majority of my work I don't do for money. I just love what I do. There's not too many of us that are fortunately so lucky either to have the time to be able to afford it, to have the knowledge. I don't know if I have any of those, but I'll tell you what, I never did one day in college. None of it. And every car that I built, everything must move. Something must move. This is my new project. It's going to be track. It's going to be sitting 4 people. Talk to me.
Hold it up.
It's going to sit 4 people. It's going to be, hopefully, the biggest Harley Davidson engine is coming. If you all guys know what are we talking about, the pipes, all the frame is going to be triangle tubing. Never been done before. You cannot even buy triangle tubing. There's no such a thing in the market, triangle tubing. Engineers that I talk to say it's impossible. I say we'll talk next year. Before I start building my first car, I went to a place that I asked for sponsorship. I said, what do you need? I said, I'm going to build a wooden car. Can I get a little help from you guys? He said, Home Depot is right down the street. But I'll tell you what, it's not the same today. Our director from the Orange Show went ahead and started doing some tour. She was hired by the Discovery Green. And she called me up and she asked me if I would do some work for her, for the pub. So of course. First I built her a lighthouse right next to the lake, which that's where they rent the model boats. I thought it was awesome. I begged them to move it from the parlor to put it on. They did not. Doric and I picked it up and moved it quite a few feet with few rolls, and it only weighed 3,500 pounds. We fixed it, they put it finally, put it where it's supposed to be. Then they hired me to do a Christmas tree. This is by Andy Man. Andy Man is another artist that passed away. He did an amazing job on a video and lighting, I guess. I would say, right? Am I right?
Well, yes. It's the video monitors are illuminated.
So it was amazing, this guy. So they asked me if I don't even know the man. He passed away 16 years ago, 15 years ago. So I asked for a picture. What do you want me to build? So they're gonna draw me a picture. They want to make a Christmas tree that's made out of TV, but none of them normal. Of course, this is the Christmas tree. They want me to put me sideways, 21 TVs. Okay. They're all working. It's 22 feet high. And the design was that for 5 years, we dig the holes, we got the pillars right down there, we put it on, it's huge. It weighed 2,700 pounds. We put it on, in January we take it off, the next November we put it back on for 5 years. They changed their mind now, they want it for 10. It's a beautiful piece. And again, yes, they pay me. I think I did okay. Then I get a call from the Chabad. The Chabad have a big problem. They want to get into the Galleria, they can't get in. For 26 years, they try every time. Why is a Christmas tree? Why don't we get something? Why? They got me involved and they asked me if I'm willing to do it, and if they get the okay. I said, yes. First, let's listen to what they have to say. For some reason, I was out of town, so I couldn't get into the meeting. I don't remember what it was, but I did ask him to make a note and tell me what they talk about. So I find out that they want to have the same look as the outside of the Galleria, all this chrome. They love the chrome. So I designed a menorah at 15 feet high that's going to be next to Macy's with the Star of David. That's a bunch of sticks sticking everywhere. But if you stay right in front of it, at some point the whole thing becomes Star of David. And it's all stainless steel. You know, one screw, one bolt, nothing. All is of stainless steel. It looks like stainless steel. They told them right there on the spot, which I gave them a little sample. I made them a little mock-up. They got the okay on their spot after 26. They were so excited. Now he said, let me get the money. They did not like the idea that it's too Jewish because they don't want to get into it. We have to be very careful with our neighbors. So what did we do? We changed it from Magen David to Magen Shlomo. You all read it in the Bible, Magen Shlomo, it's with 5 points. 5 points, perfect. Star of Texas. Star of Texas. Again, everything's moving two different directions, but if you stay right by the fountains next to Macy's, you look straight, all of them get together, become a big star, and the menorah on top. And everything light up as a candles, or with the light. Can't do candles every night in the Galleria, you get in trouble, right? It's like Paul shoot fire in the middle of downtown, and where was it?
Marietta?
Marietta, Georgia, so we almost got in trouble.
Alpine, Texas.
So,
Seattle, Washington. Fresno, California.
I think I'm one of the luckiest there is. I cannot ask for anything better than that. To have with me dear friends, they come with me with our car, my wife, my 2 kids, they support me, and you guys. I want to thank very much for actually inviting me to this meeting. It's quite an honor.
Isaac, do you entertain anybody coming to your shop and taking a look at things, or no?
Always,
Always?
always.
What's the admission?
I'll take care of selling the tickets.
I cannot tell you how many people come constant to visit. And I never cut corners. I go from the beginning all the way to the end.
I would like to say I got the Royal Tour, what, a week and a half ago?
And you
And
didn't call out?
it was,
We weren't here.
it was amazing. Not only the art car part of it and the studio part of it, but the business part. And what Isaac didn't mention is they manufacture a lot of frames, I mean a lot. And he designed and built 90% of the manufacturing equipment custom to fit their needs. And I was speechless when he showed me what all he had done.
Oh, it snowed.
When you talk about frames, you're talking about,
We can frame
All these are done by
about
factory.
200 an hour.
Did you talk about the Magenta?
Yes.
That is so beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
That is beautiful.
This actually I have in my, built one of those about 30 years ago when I first came to the country. It's hanging from the ceiling, it would just freestand. And if you look close, you can pass it around. Actually, we don't call it a cheap wood, okay? We call it not as expensive. Look at it, the dog meat never touch the light, the light meat to the dog meat. We're talking about the wood here.
One other thing, Isaac does also custom furniture. What furniture store has the round?
Oh, that's.
That's exclusive furniture on 290. I built them a huge circle countertop.
That's on your website, isn't it?
Yes.
And then also, if you go to his shop, he's got a contemporary sofa in the foyer that he built, not to mention bookcases, desks, and I mean, it's just incredible what he does. Anyway, I just want to thank you, and
This is a picture that I took with Larry the Cable Guy. He signed it when he was drunk, so. I'm not kidding.
Isaac also didn't mention, as a counterpoint to his story about the man who came in and was offensive, talking about how the soldiers get all of this free junk, and there was another man, after he built Heroes,
Oh, yeah.
he came into his shop. He was a city inspector, and he was come to inspect Isaac's building, and he was so choked up by the artwork and the sentiment of the because if you see in the picture, it says right across the hood, "Thank you," and it's just so simple and profound what he's saying. Thank you to our servicemen. And this man had to leave the building. He left the building in a hurry because he didn't want Isaac to see that he was crying.
Wow.
I didn't get it. Our facility for picture framing is about 85,000
Yes, sir.
square feet.
Are you on the east side of town?
Yes.
Yeah, I think I've been there.
about 6 blocks from the original Memphis.
Yeah. I think I've been there a long time ago. That picture frame In fact, you stretched some canvas for me, I think.
Oh, really?
Oh, but you did a good job.
You did. Well, it was a rabbi's canvas, so I didn't care.
I usually, Gary is the guy that is right in the back, he's always taking the pictures, he built my website. And everything you see on my website, it's all his work, and I'm sure you're gonna see, if you have my website address, you can see how I built the motorcycle. I don't have a secret. I show it off.
You have a talent, though.
I don't know.
Obviously.
I love what I do, that's what counts.
Lenny?
I don't know if you can pass that.
I remember years ago, I saw Splinter, I think, at the Autorama show. Do you still show it once in a while?
I only do out shows, I don't do car shows anymore, unless they ask me for
It's just the art car shows then?
Yes. Any out show, we just got back from Georgia.
Uh-huh.
It's an event that, most of the times the people that show their stuff have to pay. In our club, they pay us to be there. So I show my car, and they brought me over there. They pay out way over there.
What's the average amount of hours that you spend on a vehicle, just general?
Splinter was the toughest one. It was $5,600.
Oh, my goodness.
And I don't think I have less than 12, 13 hours a day. I couldn't go.
So that's when your wife didn't see you for 6 months, right?
It was a lot longer than
I wasn't a football widow, I was an art car widow.
Did you know about art cars when you built
No.
Splinter?
Nope.
When I built our car, when I built Splinter, I didn't even know what's our car.
Yeah, I
I
didn't think so.
just built it, and Jeff was the one that discovered me. And he asked me to come to Trailer Village the first time. So here I come with a
Right.
big trailer and take it
Splinter's got
down.
its own custom-built trailer that's the shape of,
24-foot trailer,
the
it's huge.
shape of Splinter.
And the our car never saw anything like that. And I'm pulling out with that huge trailer, and I'll tell you what, this is the best thing I ever had.
Met all of us freaks.
I love my friends. I love these people. They're all awesome.
Well, thank you for your talent, thank you for
Thank
coming.
you very, very much.
Didn't use it.
I know what it says. I can't read Hebrew.
That's what you said to begin with.
Thank you so much.
Anybody that's willing to come and see our facilities, you don't have to lie. Thank you for.
Oh, really?
That-